a couple of days ago, I worked on that parking sensor, rear bumper parking sensor. Oh, first of all, before I really start, I'd like to do that every time that I do that, just as a sort of disclaimer, but so you know, I am I can do a lot of things, but I'm still an amateur. I know a lot of things, but I am not an expert in anything. Let me say it that way. So I will do a lot of things if you're looking uh, that are good, but I very likely, and I'm sure I will make some mistakes as well. So if you try to copy what I'm doing, do it with a lot of sense. If you don't know what you're doing, get somebody else that does. Um, but I assume that makes sense. But just in case. A couple of days ago, I started with the rear bumper. I've taken, if you have watched the previous broadcast, then you know, and otherwise you can still view it. I've posted it on the website as well as on my YouTube channel. I removed the bumper, which was in fact really quite easy. Just a few screws at the top and a few plugs at the bottom. Different plugs, by the way. It was a little bit strange, but got the cover, the plastic cover, off quite easily. Put the the metal strip, or at least the metal tape. I still have it here. Let me see. At least I got the remainder here. Was metal tape on a sticky tape. Put that in, also quite easily. The only problem with it was that there are two reflectors at both ends of the bumper, and those are more or less a little bit in the way. I would have liked to have that sensor strip a bit further out, but I mainly will be using my backup camera in my rear view mirror, so and that works really fine. This is just as an extra and just to try out the whole thing as well. So that's installed. I put a little extension wire on it as well, so it got out of the bumper and underneath the chassis. So that's where I will start working more or less in a couple of minutes. What I'll do first is what I also prepared a little bit. I got that connected, the wiring to that sensor module that I installed. Put a module inside the chassis. I'll show you that in a couple of minutes as well. This connects to that module. Two wires or four wires in fact, but got the power wires as well as the speaker wires. This is the speaker wires. Put some wire wrap on it as well, and at the end of that is a little speaker that makes a sound when something is obstructing. Is behind the van when that sensor is working. So now I've installed that speaker first, and I'll probably won't install it permanently right now. You just put it has some tape and you stick it on the surface and it'll stay there. But I'll do that probably later whenever I finish it up. So I'll leave a lot of wire so I have the at least the ability to put it where I want. What I wanted to show is that I'm here at the back of the van, and I'll start here, then go underneath the car, and I'll adjust the camera a little bit. I'll put it down here. I'm in the driver's side rear corner of the van, and that's visible, yeah. And let me see. The wire has to go, down through, through the. There's a hole here behind in that wall cavity, and that connects to the chassis underneath. So what I'll do is I'll put that through. The whole power wire has to get through there anyway, but that I'll wrap that up later. Protected by the wire wrap, and then just leave the speaker out here, and then I'll can install it either at the top or whatever is best in in the future. So what I'll do is, if I can show that, let me see if that's possible. Let me see. If you go inside the wall, that's inside the wall. I don't think you really can see it. I have to open it up first at the bottom. But you can take it from me that that opening is there. So what I'll do is, let me see. Yeah, I'll put that down in there. And it's quite easy because there's a big hole there. So put it in there. Leave that speaker here, and I'll pick it up from underneath. So I have to move everything now. So I have to wait a second. Let me see. Ay, ay, ay. So, okie doke. Let me see. Ay, ay. That's always a problem if you're alone. But I think it works fairly nicely. I think that's fairly well done. So you got here this crossbeam. It's a hollow crossbeam, and there are two. That's on both sides, by the way. And just lately, somebody asked me as well, just about the possibility for ventilation. And I can answer that right now as well, at the same time. This, as you can see, this crossbeam is connected to the rear pillar where I put the wires in, and that's on both sides. The problem down here is, of course, well, not on the driver's side, but especially on the other side. On the other side is the location of the exhaust pipe. So that's certainly a problem for ventilation. But at this side, there's little possibility for exhaust fumes to get in. But this vertical column that goes all the way up to the ceiling, you could use that as a sort of ventilation shaft. So you could put in, whatever you want to do for ventilation. So you can always think of that. But what I did is put this in, so I have to pull at least the power wire, the entire power wire out. That's this. Oh yeah, back down. I first have to, it's not connected, it's not really a big opening, but I still have to pull that through up here and get that power wire out. And yeah, here inside I installed that. I may be able to show that to you. Let me see. Don't know whether you can see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you can see that. Sorry. You can see that module. Well, it's difficult, but you can see it a little bit. That sensor module, but that's inside that really nice protected area. So you don't have to worry about that. What I now have to do is I have to pull this power wire, let me see, yeah, through that beam to the other side. To the other side over here. Let's see. Oh, here to this hole. There's a hole here, and that's where I pull it out and then connect it here to the trailer harness wiring that's located out here. Let me see. Here's the trailer harness wiring, so I connect it over there towards the connector where I have to go all the way. Let me see. Yep. So I first have to, let me see. That's gonna take some time. Oh. Okie doke. There it is. Yeah, that's the wire. Okay, that's the power wire. Now the difficult part right now is to connect this connector to the module, because my hands are just too big, just a little bit too big, and they're small. So if you have really big hands, this is probably be easier off putting the module here in this larger location. Let me see. Aye. Okay. Okay. That's it there. first thing what I'll do is, let me see, here, let's get some tape. The way the wire can get out of that wire wrap. What I'll do is I'll try to put a cable tie around it as well. Let me see. Okay. Okay, then. That's more than good enough. Okay. That's done. So I can just put it up. It'll stay fixed. So, okay. Now we have this. And I need some wire wrap. So I have to get the wire wrap. Yeah. I'll put a little bit of wire wrap around here as well. Let me see. So, put it in here. Let me see. That's the power wire. Okay, that's... Okay. What we'll do first again is... It's just to prevent that the wire gets out of that wire wrap over time. So okay, and then one at the very end. Okay. That's out here. Then we had a grommet, but for some reason this grommet that I removed, yeah. Oh, let me see, how do we do that? How do we do that? Um, now I have to be careful not to cut the wire inside. Okay. 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 I still have to put some glue in there because it's doesn't really fit well. I don't know whether they put in the incorrect one or not. But okay, now we have this one, and then I'll connect this wire to the wiring harness, and then I'll guide it through to the front. So I'll finish that up later because I don't have any glue here with me, so put some glue in there. This area is entirely finished, so I'll close this up so it's out of the way, and I can't lose it either. So okay, that's done. Then the next step, let me see what you can see or not. Okay. Yeah, you can see the spare wire here too. I'm trying to get a little bit better view of that. I hope that works out. Then one second. Here I am again. So, what I now have to do is find that opening. Yeah, that's here. These are the power wires, so I have to make a connection to the trailer wiring harness. And since I ordered the van, as you can see, this is the trailer hitch. I ordered with the trailer hitch as well as the wiring harness then again as well. And I got also a brake controller. So this wiring harness is on there, but starting with the 2015 models and probably the 2014 as well, all these models, even within a model year, are different with regard to the wiring harness. I think most of the up to most of the 2015 models, the trailer wiring harness works different. and you can read about it in the BEMM guide, the upfitter guide. You'll find some information on the website about that if you go to cargovanconversion.com. And you can download a copy of that as well. Just go to the resources pages. You can read about which models have it or haven't got it. So, but dependent on the model, if you have that, it's easy, because then you can connect it to the trailer wiring harness. It's only Ford advises absolutely not to connect it to the backup lights, because that's a whole separate system, and it's just not wise with these technologically advanced vehicles nowadays to connect them to the backup lights. That's something you used to do previously, but not anymore. I think this is in there, so I have to see what I can. Okay, that's in that. Let's see. Yeah, how do we do that? What I'll do first is I'll try and move up some things. Let me see. That's still working, yeah. I can move the camera up here. Let's see. Okay. First of all, I have to do it this way, I think. Yeah. You should be able to see it, yeah. This is the connector of the trailer wiring, and it goes from this connector to the hitch too. So I have to disconnect this connector and connect it to one of these wires here. On the other hand, I don't know whether you can see it over here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, do that. let me see. I hope this is there. Okay, let's hope. On the other hand, let me see if I follow the line here on the camera. Oh, well, you can't really see it because it's behind this beam here. But here's connection to the ground here. There's a ground, yeah, connected to the frame here. So they advise only to put a maximum of 2 eyelets, two wires more or less, on every grounding point. And there are lots of grounding points all over the car, so that should never be a problem. This has only 1 eyelet on it, so I'll put the second one over here as well. So the first thing what I'll do is disconnect that connector. It's connected to the chassis, and let me see. Okay, so that's the connector, and if you can see, yeah, hopefully that's the way it looks. The point is, and that's the problem, I cannot, at least I'm not able to get a connector, don't have a trailer harness to get it connected to this as well, not a harness wire, what is it, wire harness. So what I'll have to do is I have to connect it to one of these wires by hand. That's a little bit of a risk, but that's something I have to take, so you'll see how that works out. But what I'll do first is I'll first connect it to the ground, because it's a little bit out of the way, so that is maybe a little bit easier. So what I need is, at least to get it off, this is a 5/16 socket. So let's see. I thought this was easier, but okay. The spare tire is a little bit in the way, so. I have to get this. Let's see. It feels as if it's loose, but Okay. Okay, now that's a biggie. I hope my eyelids are big enough. You can see, hopefully, like this, you can see that it's fairly big wire. So let me see. The point is, I only have a 16 gauge wire with the number 10. Well, I think I have a problem. I need a big eyelet, and I don't have those. I cannot attach it here. No. Let me see whether that works. I think it works. So okay, let's hope that works out then. Let me see, then I have to split up my wire. This. Okay. Okay. I'm looking at it, but it's not even a 16 gauge wire. It's only what is it? Probably an 8. Well, not a 14 gauge. It's probably 16 gauge wire. So should be prepared, but I can't I thought it was prepared, but apparently not. No, I thought I had a smaller wire size, but this is the smallest I have, so that has to work. Let me see. I bought a cheap wire stripper that doesn't work, but I'll try it and see. It doesn't work at all. Okay. Okay, that works out reasonably. Then I need some heat shrink. Let's I'll do it in 2 phases because of the thickness, so okay. So I'll put this on first. Yeah, let's do both. We'll see how that works out. Just let the wire stick out just a tiny little bit. Okay. The best thing that I advise is get a good stripper, wire stripper. But I normally do too few of these electrical jobs. That's why I don't have one. But this is okay. It sits well. Then I have my get my camera. Oh. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Then I need to have my heat gun connected, and that is, if I'm correct, let me see. I got two heat shrink, so I'll put this one on first. Okay. Come on. Probably doesn't make much difference, but yeah. Yeah, that doesn't shrink well enough, but it's at least it's protected. So let me disconnect this and get that out of the way a little bit. Okay. Then I have this bolt. Yeah, that works. Okay. Oh, that is the problem. It stops turning when it's in there, so. Let me see. think I have it. Okay. I'm trying to do it by hand, but that doesn't work. For those that joined later, right now I'm working at the connection of the power wires of the rear sensors, and I'm working on the grounding and putting it at the same place where the wire harness is grounded on the chassis. Aye, that works. Now I have to get some information. Hey. What I got out of the upfader guide, the BEMM from Ford, is that this ground screw must be torqued to about 12. So, never done that before either. I did feel it when I took it off. It's just a minimal torque, but let me see. This is 0. Let me see. That's 0. That's 12. Okay. A big range. Okay. That is taken care of. Now I'll put that just on video here so you can see how that is connected to each other. And I'll put that on a separate video later on. Or I might post some pictures of it as well, so we'll see. Let me see, I hope. So right now I have the grounding wire done, and now I have to do the most dangerous part of it, and that is cut through the positive wire here. So what I'll do first is this. First open that wire wrap. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This way I can at least get these wires out. Okay, that's that. Now, the point is, and I printed it out, so according to the BAM, to the Upfedder guide, this is, yeah, you should be able to see it. This is the number 4 wire that I need, and that's gray-brown wire, 16 gauge wire. That's for the reverse ledge for the trailer. So if I look at it this way, it should be here, the one on the bottom right side. And if I look here, what's connected to the bottom right side, that is a brown gray wire, if you can see that. So this is the wire that I need to open up. It's a small wire. So what I plan to do now is remove a little bit of the outside of the wire, the plastic covering, slide it open a little bit, expose the wiring, open up the wiring, and put, yeah, connect it to this wire. So let me see. if I let me cut this wire here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, this is not the advised method, but okay. I strip it back about 3/4 of an inch. That's ready. This was a, let us see, a 16 gauge wire, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. No, this doesn't work. It's an awfully badly made thing. So I have to do it by hand. And you have to be careful because you shouldn't be cutting through these strands of wire, copper wire on the inside. If you do that, that's a big no-no too. But I got through that. Let me. As you probably can see, I hope so, I got through that. Now I'm still not really prepared, so what I'll do is I'll take my pen and try to get through the middle of the wire strands and create a little hole, and that works. I've got a little hole now in the wire. Then I take the wire that I want to connect, put it through the hole. I'll do it both sides, and that turn that all around, so at least it makes a good connection. I cannot use any heat wrap because there's no opening there, so I have to use come on, okay, some ordinary electrical tape to patch it up. course, I do it incorrectly. Not the tape, but the wire. Let me see. No. The wire has to go the other way. So. That's this. Do a little bit just to make sure that over time it doesn't get loose. Well, I was thinking of putting a cable tie on top of it, but gets together, then inside the wire wrap, so that should work fine. What I'll do is put some electrical tape over all the wires. That's how I found it, so I'll put that back. Okay, so we got everything connected now. So now it's just a matter of getting it all back in there. I got everything in there now. The only thing that's still exposed is that little piece. I have to remove these out here, so they're all attached with electrical tape, so that in itself is not a problem. Another one. Okay. Okay. Got that right here. Okay. Then okay. That's in there. The total job is really not very substantial, but all these little things take time, and it's not one of the easiest positions you're in when you're below the van. Okay. Now, how are we going to do that? To be honest, I think what I'll do is it's probably easiest work it in there as much as I can, and just the remainder so. That's the end of the wire wrap. Okay. do another one in the middle. Okay, that is secure again. So the only thing what I'll do now is I'll use some tape to get that remainder of the wire a little bit out of the way. That should work out fine. So. Yeah, one final one. Okay, that looks good. Put on my glasses again. About those. So I'll put that back, and then the connector, there's a sort of slide in that it connects it to the chassis. So the connector is back on the chassis. The wire is completely gone. It's connected there. So what? Oh. Let me see. Oh yeah, you can see me now. What I'll do now is I still have to finish up a few things. A grommet, I have to glue that in. The bumper is connected. Oh yeah, I still have to really do the speaker itself, at least permanent, so that doesn't move and that's connected. But I have to do that at a later stage anyway. So what I'll do now is I'll get back standing again, and I'll start trying it out and see whether it works. Otherwise, I have done everything for nothing. So we'll see how that works. Let me first put my camera on the tripod again. At least then we get a little bit steadier picture. Okay, now we have a picture. But I do this too. At least then I can see what I'm doing. That works, I think. What I'll do now is move it as far away as I can. Put that back. It's a little bit difficult now because of the lighting. This is a little bit better, I think. Yeah. 1 second. Okay, yeah. I hope these wires aren't in the way. The way it should work is to test the rear sensor. Vehicle engine should be off, parking brakes engaged, turn the ignition on, place the transmission in reverse, and then start at 6 feet behind the bumper and slowly approach the bumper. At 25 inches or so, you should hear a fast beep, and even closer, continuous beep. So just ignition on and in reverse. So I'll do that. What I didn't know is that I cannot get the car started, or at least put in reverse, without the doors closed. So I have to close these doors. Okay. So now I heard a beep. Now I should approach. I'll do it over here. No, that's a bird. When it's really close, at just only 2 inches or so, I hear a continuous beep. Yeah, I hope you can hear it. But you really have to be very close. Don't even think... I think that at about 10 inches or so, I'll have to try it out in real life, but at about 10 inches or so, oh no, it's a little bit more as well, probably about 1.5 feet, that it starts beeping. Yeah, and if you get really close to a couple of inches or so, so it works more or less as prescribed. 1 second, I'll turn my ignition off. Yeah. What I'll do now is, I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing now, but I'll sit down here. I think, yeah, at least you can see me. I'm sitting on my driveway now. I'm looking, that's not a good thing. I'll do that there, that's better, probably. Yeah. Don't know what time it is exactly, but first of all, I think that the broadcast went well, fairly well at least, quality-wise. See, very good picture, and so we'll check it out how that worked out. But I still have to do a little bit finishing up. As I said, the rear speaker, the grommet, and a few tiny things. So I'll do that probably tomorrow. That's just maybe 50 minutes of work. I'm taking it easy. And yeah, then it works. In total, if I look back at it, it always takes more time because you think it's easy and little, but there's so many things that you need, and finding all the tools and all the you have to make sure that you have everything at hand. So there's always more involved than you think in advance, but just in general, it's not really a complicated matter. The bumper, you can remove the bumper quite easily. Gives you a little bit more insight about the vehicle as well. Yeah, it's been a good experience. If you have any questions, you can post them on the website, either in the forums, or you can send me an email or a comment on the article. I'll post some articles later on as well. You can review this video later on, probably in about an hour or so on YouTube when they finished parsing it, or I don't know whatever they do with the video. It takes about an hour after the broadcast. And then in the next couple of days, or probably a week or two, I'll make a compressed version of it as well, probably even with a little bit better picture, and with some more comments and maybe some details that I didn't show in the live broadcast. So if you have any questions, you can always reach me at cargovanconversion.com, and have a good day. Take care.